Hi, we're connected. Hi, how are you? It is, of course, me, Rhys T. O'Leary of perpelFLAME and Company. That's right, perpelFLAME. Oh, ring, ring, hello. Spirit calling. It's for you. I'm going to be doing some free readings for the many wonderful people that join us here on this page on a regular basis this evening. It is, of course, a partial lunar eclipse tonight and a full moon. Very full. So a perfect opportunity to dive deep for individuals. You've seen, I'm sure, that I'm doing plenty of collective readings at the moment to try and give people an opportunity to dive in on what is happening on a collective scale. So now it's time to do individual readings and see what is happening on an individual basis. I am going to just share this video across to a few people right now because, as you may have seen, we are getting shadow banned. Yes, shadow banning. Isn't shadow banning fun? Isn't it fun when we get shadow banned by social media? It sure is not. So make sure you give this video a reaction. Make sure you know, when you do see this video, you comment on the video and any other posts that you may see from us, because the shadow banning really is real. You know, it's a little bit frustrating as well. Now, there is going to be a few opportunities over the coming days where we are going to dive deeper in as well on other aspects of what is going on. I have some questions I would like to ask Spirit. I want to see what Spirit has to say on a whole other level, right? There is some interesting things that are transpiring at this moment in time. And it is going to be a really, I don't want to say tumultuous, but it can be tumultuous. We're about to head into Mercury retrograde as well. We are also about to head into different aspects of different planetary alignments, which is going to give us a bit of a rock and a tumble, right? It's going to give us a bit of a shake-up. And people's lives are being shaken up. People are being shaken up, shaken right up, in fact, right? There is so much that is coming forward for people that people really should be paying attention to in their lives. And it really should not be up to, it really shouldn't be up to me to be pointing out these things to you, but sometimes I understand that people need a little nudge along the way. So I'm going to grab some incense and do a quick blessing before we get started. If you do have the need for a little mini reading, make sure you pop a comment down below and let me know how you're going tonight. Have you been experiencing any effects over the last few days? What have you noticed about your emotions? There is many wonderful things coming up for everybody, but we all have to deal with what's on our plate first, right? Many wonderful things coming up. Yes? But we all have to deal with what we all have to deal with. Yes? People don't like to take responsibility. People don't like having to deal with these inner emotions, these inner workings. But unfortunately, these are the hard things that people have to face, right? So for those who do wish to have a mini reading, drop a comment down below and I will read for those individuals who wish to have a mini reading. It is Friday the 14th of March. We do currently have a partial lunar eclipse. It was supposed to be a blood red moon. Didn't look very red to me. Didn't look very red to me. Don't know about you. Don't know where you were watching on from. I've already pre-counted these cards. I will be pulling messages straight from the ether using my intuition. Now, there has been some interesting predictions. I've been having many prophetic dreams at the moment. I've been having many prophetic dreams and many intuitive awareness insights. And it is absolutely interesting to see what has been coming out in terms of all of the messages, right? It's been interesting. I'm going to be doing some more readings looking in on the government. The government don't like me. They don't like it when a psychic boy like me goes deep diving. This is why they've been shadow banning me. This is why I've been stalked for many years. People think I'm crazy. The evidence is there. You know? When you get pulled over by random police officers in unmarked vehicles asking why you are where you are, I don't know. Why am I here? You tell me, random police officer in plain clothes and in an unmarked vehicle. You tell me, random police officer coming to my house, asking me things and telling me that you have a very large file on me. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Tends to happen when you're a bit of a social experiment from birth. Tends to happen when you're connected in the ways that I am. And I'm not talking I'm connected with people. Ooh. People. Ooh. No. I'm connected. And many people have had the opportunity to experience my connections over the years. You know, there's not many conversations that I don't have with people where they go, oh, you said that. You said that would happen. You know, you said that would happen, and look, now it's happening. Really? It's like I'm psychic or something. Like I'm psychic. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Holy moly. How wonderful. What a revelation. What an absolute revelation. Now, a lot of people don't like the way I read. Okay? I've come to learn people don't like to be told. I'm not a reader that's going to mince my words. I'm not going to beat around the bush, and I'm certainly not going to lie to you just so that you'll continue to come back to me and spend your money. In fact, I do everything in my power to save you money all the time. I do everything in my power to prevent people from paying into scammers. You know, there's many scammers out there. There's many scammers pretending to be us at the moment too, but there's also many scammers out there in the community, right? It's everybody's job to hold discernment, and by holding discernment, it does give us all the opportunity to avoid things like this, scams, right? So make sure you are using your discernment out there in the community. It's really easy to say that you're a spirit worker, but what does it actually mean to be a spirit worker? I walk with spirit every single day in all capacities. My house is haunted. And when I say it's haunted, I mean it's not haunted, and you know, it's more like it's haunted by Casper the Ghost, if anything. Or maybe I'm just not bothered by them, right? And soon I will be visiting a place in Queensland, which is the equivalent of the Appalachian mountain ranges in America. There are many cryptids, there are many creepy crawlies, there's mimics, there's all sorts of things going on there. So, you know, people don't have much of an awareness of the unseen around us, and I understand it freaks people out a lot of the time, but this is why I do spend a lot of time investigating and educating people about these topics. All right. If anyone does want a reading, a little mini reading, if you feel like you may require that during this eclipse or partial eclipse season, let us know in the comments below. I can see Marty. Who else? Anyone else? So far, no one else. Just Marty. All right. Well, looks like it's just Marty getting a mini reading then. How fabulous. Now, on top of this as well, we are also going to be seeing Mercury heading into the microwave. That's right. The dial's set. Mercury's going in the microwave in retrograde, right? And that essentially means we are going to see patterns of communication, patterns in our world returning to us, right? So that we can uncover and release that of which we have not done recently. Now, really handy tip with Mercury retrograde, take a look into the past about when these alignments around this retrograde have occurred before. That will give you a hint as to what this retrograde is referring to. I do know that some of the alignments at the moment have not occurred for about 150 years. I wish that dog had a mute button. He's just barking at nothing. Barking at thin air. Really annoying. Really annoying. Alright. Mrs. Marty McGee, let's see what's here for you. Now, I get a lot of complaints from people at the moment that they're not seeing these posts. Make sure you go and check out all the videos, give them a reaction, comment on them. There's a lot of information to digest in these reading videos, I understand, but these messages are coming directly from Spirit for everyone. They're very relevant for everyone to pay attention to. People may feel like, oh, I've got to focus on my day-to-day life. Well, you know what? Have at it, Hoss. As in, you do you, boo-boo. If you don't feel like you need assistance, then don't go crying out to readers on social media like I see many people doing. Don't go having readings in the background. Don't do any of that stuff because you live a perfect life, right? People claim to want assistance, and then when the assistance is put forth, they don't want the assistance at all, right? It's because people don't want to take responsibility for their words, their actions, their manifestations, right? They just want everything handed to them on a silver platter. You actually have to work for things, guys. You actually have to put in the hard work, and it does take hard work to face our emotions. It does take hard work to look back upon the baggage that we've been carrying as a collective, as an individual for a very long time. Right? Ring, ring, spirit calling, right? Some may say some of this is psychological psychology. Yes, absolutely. Some of this does have to do with the psychology of people. A lot of it, in fact, has to do with people's psychology. But through psychology and metaphysics and using those two tools combined, we can... Ooh! Marty. Next deck of cards for you, Miss Marty McGee. And then I'll read the cards out to you. Marty, pick a number between 1 and 48, please. And I'm going to start with the adversity card, which is in alignment for you there, Marty. So it says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And this is what you are struggling with at the moment. Why do I have to face this? Why do I have to pay attention to this? Why is this happening to me? Well, it's happening to you, Miss Marty McGee, what you're experiencing, because you have not truly faced these issues deeper within. You have not taken the time to sit with these emotions and fully understand what they mean for you. And I understand that sometimes this can be a bit of a struggle for you when it comes to understanding why you are facing certain emotions and what you are facing at any given time. But this is why you are experiencing your experiences in the way that you're experiencing them, because there's a tumultuous energy that is coming along with your emotions. It's like the emotions start to come out in you and you start to look at them, but then you go, no, I've got to put it back in the closet. I've got to put it back in the closet. I've got to put it back in the closet, right? Now, you need to begin to focus on these emotional states of being, and you need to also, hang on 1 second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fantastic. Thank you, Miss Marty McGee. You need to begin to focus on these things, right? They're only going to get stronger and louder and dare I say it, worse, right, as time moves on if you don't focus on them and clear them out. I've been screaming this from the rooftops in the last few collective readings. We are going into 0 degrees in Aries coming up at the beginning of April, right, the end of March. And this eclipse season, there is another, I believe there's a full lunar eclipse around the 29th of this month, as well as a spate of retrogrades, right? This is a fantastic opportunity for us to be facing those demons, per se, the shadow work, right, that we haven't dealt with. And you will be forced to deal with it. You have no option. Everyone can keep going, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. And this really heavily applies to you, Miss Marty McGee. I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it. When are you going to do it? When you're dead? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? I'll ask it again. When are you going to do it? Right? Everything's always more important when it comes to people dealing with this is a double message. This is for you, Marty, but this is for many people watching as well. It's always, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. Right? The universe is not giving anyone options to deal with things later. Right? And this is why we face the circumstances we face. We create in our world what's up here. We create what is going on in our emotional front into a physical existence around us. When we wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Because that is a really good, place in which we can all look as to how is my day going to transpire? How is my day going to play out? What is going to occur for me moving ahead, moving forward? I experience circumstances myself individually, and I'm always so very grateful for every single circumstance I experience, good, bad, or ugly, right? And starting's one thing, Miss Marty McGee. Finishing the job is another thing, right? I had this conversation with somebody else this evening, where I was like, just do it. What more is to be said? Just do it. If you just do it, it's done, right? And I understand some things take time to process and purge out of our system, yes? But that's a different story to actually just putting in effort and doing it, yeah? So the next card that's coming up for you is the purpose card. Now the purpose card says, I know what I'm here to do. You know exactly what you need to face, but not just that. Your purpose card is heavily tied in with, so when you process out more of your emotionals, let's call it, or the emotional side of things, then you will find that your purpose and what your path looks like starts to open up in a clearer way. Okay, so people, places, and things will start to reshuffle a lot quicker. It'll be like overnight, right? You'll experience this sense of, oh, that all changed very quickly. That all changed very quickly. Your path is very much driven by your present state of being, right? The loneliness card, out of alignment. I know that I'm never alone, right? And this is about being scared to be alone. This card here is presenting itself because what Spirit's saying is you need to face your scared feelings internally about never wanting to be alone, right? You are never alone. None of us are ever alone. I myself don't quite understand why people feel this sense of loneliness. You know, you can feel as though, you know, you're an individual on a path, but to feel lonely makes no sense to me, right? And for you, this card is coming up because you need to face a deep, deep, deep emotional trauma about being alone, right? It's very deep. It's a very deep wound. I won't go too deep into it, ironically, on this mini reading for you, but you need to face that. You need to unpack that. You need to fully unpack that, right? It's going to take time, but if you don't start, you'll never get to the end of that journey, right? And you'll never get to finishing. The optimism card. Now, I don't usually read these out of alignment, but I want to. I want to read this one out of alignment because I feel like this card's come out upside down because you're facing a lack of optimism, right? You're not feeling very optimistic. And I would say to you, I would really, really, really very quickly shift your energy and emotions at where you are at on an internal, you know, basis, because what you are feeling internally, whether you choose to pretend and mask that and put something else over the top of that and go, yeah, I'm not really feeling that, I've got a smile on my face, you can't lie to the universe. Feelings and emotions and thoughts, you can't lie to the universe. So what you're thinking and feeling is what you're going to attract. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in your experiences. The proof is in what you are attracting on a physical, circumstantial basis. And if you're continuing to attract circumstances that you do not like, it is because you are not doing the work. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, right? Attitude of gratitude can assist you in conquering this one, right? Going through on a daily basis and saying things that you, and not just saying it, feeling and thinking about all that you are grateful for. It's not just a case of, yeah, I'm grateful for this. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. Yeah, I'm grateful for this. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. Wrong attitude. Wrong attitude. You need to actually feel what you are grateful for. Can you imagine a life without a roof over your head? Can you imagine a life without food in your belly? Can you imagine a life without, you know, electricity, running water? Can you imagine these things? I doubt it, but I'd like you to sit there and try. I'd like you to sit there and try. It might evoke some emotion on the subject, and that's exactly what you need behind this area of being able to release, right? You need to feel. People have shut themselves off to their feelings. They're dead inside. Hello, hello, hello. Are we alive? You know? We've got to wake up. People always say to me, how do I do what I do? Because I feel it. I feel it. People are very drawn to me because they can feel my feelings. My feelings are so strong that you can feel my feelings. You can feel the words that I'm saying right now. You can feel me. You can feel my energy through the screen. Can't you? Why is that? Because I can control my emotions. I can control my feelings. I can control my energy. I can direct it. Right? We all need to work on that. Especially you, Miss Marty McGee. Commitment. Oh, I love that. I think I saw some of your street family, by the way, Miss Deb, on the news. I was surprised not to see you there, but I know what you're like. You're a bit camera shy. Commitment. Miss Marty McGee. Your commitment needs to be readjusted, Miss Marty McGee. You can't always be committed to everybody else. You also need to be committed to self, right? Commitment to others is a lovely thing, but when we don't put on our own oxygen mask first, right? When we don't serve our own being first, that commitment to self doesn't go very far. We end up burning burning the candle at both ends. It will make us ill. It will make us unwell. Are you hearing what I'm saying, Miss Marty McGee? When we put too much emphasis on others at the detriment of ourselves, it makes us ill. It makes us unwell. I'm having a few people contact me about this at the moment in their individual lives and individual worlds, about feeling unwell for a plethora of different reasons, different medical issues going on with them. The amount of times that I've had an ailment and then I cleanse myself and I get rid of it. Why? Because I deal with it. I go, ooh, okay, here's one for you. I've got a knee pain. What's that about, Rhys? What's that about? Why do I have a knee pain? Body, why do I have a knee pain? Why do I have a knee pain? Right, okay, so it's my right knee. Okay, so it's about moving forward in life. I sit there and I process my way through things. Okay, I'll do another example for you all. Oh, I've got a really sore throat. Okay, so that's my throat chakra. Okay, so is it overactive or is it underactive? You know, it's not very difficult, everyone, to start walking yourself through these ailments. And let me tell you, I've had some pretty serious ailments before. I've had some pretty life-threatening serious ailments. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, you know, I'm at the doctor's and they're like, it's gone. It's gone. Don't know what to tell you, Rhys. It's gone. I stopped going to the doctor because I don't need to go to the doctor. You do you, boo. Everyone on here, I'm not your advisor. You are your own advisor. If you feel the need you need to go to the doctor, good for you. You do you, boo. But for me, I don't need doctors. When my leg's half falling off, I'll go to the doctor then and he can sew it back on for me. Because you know why? I don't know how to sew legs back on. Right? That's just me. But people need to start really assessing and looking at the fact that your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your physical body are all connected. These aren't just individual things. And I think people, because they can't understand the full concept of it, they just put it to the side and go, no, just pay attention to the physical body. By the time an ailment has reached your physical body, it means you waited too long to address these things. The physical body is the last of those 4 bodies that I just mentioned to experience these effects. The first is the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. I mean, some may say spiritual's the first, but, you know. Then we have the forgiveness card, right? And this one's a big one for you, Miss Marty McGee. You need to experience forgiveness of yourself and of others, right? I would start by forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for not giving yourself enough attention in all the ways that you require that. And then go through a list of forgiveness of other people. You know, holding on to rage and anger and holding on to all these different aspects of things from the past is like, as I said in another video recently, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick from it. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. Forgiveness of self because there are many times that you haven't put yourself first. Forgiveness. Look, she's looking off into the distance and she's thinking about all the memories of the past and she's going, why didn't I do that sooner? Why didn't I do that sooner? Right? Then, from the top of the deck, we have this wonderful card from the Spirit Warrior deck, Miss Marty McGee, and it says on the front, stress is a part of life. Drink tea. It's the Tulsi Holy Basil card. Look what it says there. Face your challenges. What have I been saying to you, Miss Marty McGee? Embrace this herb. It is not called the incomparable one for nothing. This peppery plant has been harvested for Ayurvedic treatments for 5,000 years. It is much revered by practitioners who believe, oh, I'm getting that knee pain right now. Ooh, Marty McGee. Feeling like you're not going to move forward on a certain path is only going to bring about more of not moving forward on that certain path. And you are the one that's dragging it on with your mindset and mentality. I don't know what you were just thinking about, but you can keep that knee pain, Miss Marty McGee. Oh, Spirit's been giving me that one a lot over the last few days. Whenever people feel like they can't move on in their, that's why I used it as an example. I get this terrible knee pain, you know, for a half a minute or so. I'll read the card again. Embrace this herb. So this is Tulsi, holy basil. All right. Embrace this herb. It is not called the incomparable one for nothing. This peppery plant has been harvested for Ayurvedic treatments for 5,000 years. It is much revered by practitioners who believe that the hot and bitter taste penetrates deep tissues and balances our kapha and vata in the body. It is considered an elixir of life and boasts many spiritual and medicinal benefits. A tonic for the mind, body and spirit, Tulsi offers a beacon of hope to sufferers of stress-related health conditions. It promotes calm, clarity and balance and provides resilience in the face of life's challenges. You can find it in supplement form as an essential oil or more commonly in the form of tea. Should try and get yourself some. Tulsi. From the bottom of the deck, the root chakra, Muladhara. Need some grounding, Miss Marty McGee. On the front of the card it says, I am safe, I am centered, I am grounded. And on the front it says, find your safe place. Strong roots are essential. How else will you grow? Muladhara is survival HQ. As a young kid, it was here that you learned to feel safe, secure and loved, or not. The primal response of fight, flight or freeze initiates from here. Red is the color of the root chakra. It commands our attention, signaling passion, danger, love, and ultimately survival. The root chakra contains the memories of your disappointments and pain. That's okay. It is your story. But it is time to balance the Muladhara in order to feel safe and in your world and free to flow with its beauty and opportunity. Chant the seed mantra, Lam. Practice yin yoga. Eat red foods. Burn cedarwood oil and wear garnet jewelry. And the card that you chose for yourself, Miss Marty McGee, is this wonderful card here, acupressure mat. And on the front it says, no, this too shall pass, right? On the front of the card, quieten the body, calm the mind. How appropriate for you, Miss Marty McGee. Relax your body and ease your mind from the comfort of your own home. Stepping on a bed of nails is not everybody's idea of self-care, but luckily you don't have to pretend to be an ascetic Hindu holy man to reap the benefit of this approach. Enter the acupressure mat, which contains thousands of little plastic spikes on a padded base. You can get these really cheap, by the way. When you lie or stand on it, these spikes hit pressure points on the skin and muscles, helping to increase blood flow, much like acupuncture does. This, in turn, facilitates deep relaxation, promotes better sleep, eases back pain, and contributes to well-being. Breathe through any initial pain for plenty of gain. Now, I've used acupressure mats before. Woo! Woo! Don't they just wake you up? Right? So if you haven't got yourself an acupressure mat, this applies to Marty McGee, but also anyone that's listening. Have a look on Amazon, you can pick them up pretty cheap. Have a look around on the internet, you can pick them up pretty cheap. Do they hurt? Yeah. But you should be able to get to the stage, if you repeatedly use it on a frequent basis, to clear out and do all the things the card was just mentioning, to the point where you can actually standing on it, right? You can approach it and it doesn't hurt in the way that you're expecting or the way that you're feeling as it initially does. It's a very odd feeling using an acupressure mat. It really, really is. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. Alrighty, Roo. Who's next on the agenda? Looks like we have Suzanne, all the way from Egypt. Hi, Suzanne. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Oh, okay, all right. Let's keep going now. Whoop! We have a flipper. Gonna put it back in there. I don't know why this vision is coming to me, Suzanne, right now, but for some reason or another, I'm seeing someone in my head, like, doing this, right down to their elbows. I don't know if you use some sort of cream. I don't know what this is. But it's like I'm applying some sort of cream to my arms, right down to my elbows. Maybe you need a massage on your arm or something, right? Very interesting. What messages does Spirit have for Suzanne? Interesting. What do the saints and angels want to say to and for Suzanne? Interesting. What? Your cards are restless to shuffle, Suzanne. Your energy is restless. It's like you've got a nervous energy about you. It's like you're waiting for something to occur, waiting for something at the moment. You're waiting with bated breath almost. Winston, shut up. Shush. Oh, that card came out before. Suzanne, when you're ready, pick a number between 1 and 48, please. All right. While you're picking your number, Suzanne, I'm going to start reading your cards. The guilt card. The guilt card here says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Night, Deb. Winston says hello a lot. He happens to, I don't know why he aligns with when I'm doing readings. I'm not going to lie. It grinds my gears It grinds my gears because his frequency 33, thank you. His frequency, I'm trying to attune over here, and his bark has a certain frequency, and because I am an animal whisperer and I understand animals, it just it pulls me out. Very annoying. And then I have to go back in and, you get the gist. The guilt card. The guilt card says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. This is going to be this is going to be a bit of a deep message for you, Suzanne, right? And I will deliver most of it to you here, okay? The reason why I say most of it is because it may require... Can you just all give me a moment while I go and chop his balls off? I'm kidding, but just give me a moment. Can you shut up? Look, come here, come up here, come and say hello. Yeah, go over there then. Shut your trap. Shut your... Don't you sass me, Winston. I go like this to his nose. Shut your trap. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He knows. He knows. You should have seen him wagging his tail just then, cheeky bugger. No, I have to use the scissors to get out of my door because there's no door handle. Because the owner of my house is... Anyways, who would have thought I'd be using scissors at the age of 32 to get out of a door? One, two... Look, I'll come back to the guilt card in a second. I just need to reattune what I was doing. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to get to the 33rd card, and then I'll come back to that as well. Uh-huh. Ah, love that. That's exactly what he was saying. Let me in, because I locked the door because it was so loud. I had to close it before. All right, the guilt card. For the third time, Winston. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Now this, Miss Suzanne, is pointing back. You know what this spiral's reminding me of for you? You could do with like some hypnotherapy, I think. I think you've got some events that go way back, right? A spray, I'm going to call it a spray of events. And the reason why I say it's a spray, because, solar plexus, sacral chakra, that's what that is coming up for me right now. It's relating directly to how you view yourself and how you perceive the world to perceive you, your ego, your balance and your confidence, right? This is stuff, again, a spray of events, which to me, they're not all directly related, these events. They have happened at different ages, at different periods of your life. I think there's one in particular that if I said to you, this has deeply affected you, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago even, right? I would say you would know exactly what I'm referring to, but it's not just that one. There's other events that are weighing upon you. And I think these have formulated who you are and how you perceive yourself, how you walk in the world, right? And I think this time, as in the current alignment of planets, especially heading into Mercury retrograde, right, which is all about, channels of communication. Exactly. Lots of events, a bunch of it. Exactly. That's why I say a spray of events, right? Write a list. This is going to be difficult. I know it'll be hard for you. That's okay. You're supported. You've got a team of support around you, through the energy of perpelFLAME and Company. Not just that, through the energy of the gods, through the energy... I mean, you're in Egypt, for God's sake. Like, channel in on some of that pyramid energy, mate. Channel in on that Sphinx energy, some of those pharaohs, and ask for their divine guidance with you as well in on this. Draw upon that strength. No, they're not positive at all. These are horrible events that have formulated how you walk in the world and how you see yourself and how you view others to see you, right? And lack of confidence in many areas. This is why I was saying I'm not going to go too deep into it, right? The reason the guilt comes into it, so I'll read it again. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Some of the guilt you hold upon yourself because it's like, why didn't I change that earlier? Why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Let go. Let go of that. Let go of, again, the events. Oh, see, it's choking me up. It's choking me up to even talk about it. The events themselves, will you be able to let them go in one foul swoop? Absolutely not. I can guarantee it, because they're very, very difficult. And again, some of these have been founding blocks of how you have built yourself up from these periods of time, right? But you need to see yourself in this current moment. You need to see yourself in the now, not in those past events, not in those past times, not with, you're no longer in those positions, right? You're no longer in those positions anymore. So you don't need to be feeling, you don't need to, it's almost like I want to tell you, you don't need to live in that survival mode that you were living in back then, right? I think you've been living in survival mode for a very long time in certain aspects, making sure, that doesn't happen again. I've got to always make sure that doesn't happen again. I've got to always make sure that doesn't happen again, right? It puts this immediate fear into you. It's like the hair stand up on the back of your neck thinking about it. The fear card, out of alignment, is the next card. And it says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And it has been very difficult for you to live in the energy of love because, again, as I was just saying, living in a state of survival mode, living in a state of what if, yes, what if that happens? What if this happens? I'm going to pose to you a different analysis and say, what if it doesn't? What if your peace and joy and happiness could be your everyday? What if thriving and surviving is, a different form of surviving? Thriving and surviving as in thriving and surviving in a world, not just in a bubble, right? You've had to lock yourself away at a portion of time to protect yourself, to protect that peace and happiness. But I think now it's time to start breaking out of that. Both together is very difficult, absolutely. Both together absolutely is very difficult. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Another aspect of things as well is I think you have found it very difficult over the years to love yourself who you are in your whole status of who you are, your being, right? And I think you're very haunted by thoughts that cross your mind from time to time and cause you, so yes, that's you in the bubble, the hermit mode, right? That's you in the bubble. You can't stay a hermit forever, my love. We can't stay, and this is the difficult part. We get very used to and comfortable with being in that hermit mode. I know hermit mode well, right? This is my little cave that you're seeing me in, and on the 31st of this month, I won't have a cave at all. In fact, I'll have no house. I'll have nothing, right? And I'm actually really excited about it. It's so strange, but I'm really excited. Technically, you could say I'm going to be homeless, but I don't see myself as homeless, right? I have faith and I have courage and I have confidence in the universe and I have confidence in my path ahead, even though it looks very dark. Yeah, it looks very dark as in I can't see what's coming next. But I don't need to see what's coming next because I have faith in my spirit team. that walk with me, that walk behind me. I have faith in my intuition, right? You have a very strong intuition. You have this ability to foresee things. You actually have very, very prophetic dreams as well. You just don't pay attention enough. You know, get yourself a dream journal happening. Start writing it down somewhere. I've got a dream journal buddy, right? And we write our dreams to each other in text message form. That way we wake up, we write a text, oh, I just had this dream. Oh, me too, I just had this dream, right? And then that way we've got a record of the date and time. And then you can, after the fact, you can go back and look at these dreams in text messages and go, oh, holy shit, that correlates with this time, and that correlates with this time. I absolutely do walk blindfolded with faith. Absolutely. And yes, it scares. It's scary. Holy shit, it's scary. But it's exciting. It's exciting, you know? I was walking the other night. I do a lot of walking at 3 a.m. and people are like, you're crazy, right? Especially the suburb that I live in. It's known for a very high crime area, you know, knife crime, break-ins, things like that. Make sure you're paying attention to those dreams then, please. I just saw your comment pop up. Write them down, right? Date, time, place, where you had the dream, right? And maybe even a brief synopsis, what's going on in your life at that moment. I don't do that bit. I just do what happened in the dream, date and time. That way I can go back and look at it and go, whew, right? The prophetic dreams. The place in which you're situated is very... Listen, it can be very scary, but at the same time, it is so exciting. This is the reason I'm bringing this up for you, is it's kind of like I'm being pushed out of this hermit mode. And there had to come a time and place where I had to accept that's what the universe is doing. The universe is pushing me outside of my hermit bubble. You know, I've spent too much time in my office here. I've spent too much time, too much contemplation, too much reading, you know, too much. Too much is never a good thing. That's what the universe is saying to me. That's what Spirit has been saying to me. Same with you in your hermit mode. Too much is never a good thing, right? You've had the time in contemplation. Now it's time to step out. You are so powerful, right? You are so powerful. And there's a lot of wisdom to be shared. There's a lot of wisdom to be shared. I think you need to, you have a good voice. You have a very good voice. You just need to find the formulation of how you wish to say things. Write it down first. Write it down first. God, you've got a book in you. You've got a good book in you too. I'd read your book. I can feel it. The next card, the pride card. I love myself and I see myself in everyone, right? This is where the wisdom comes in. This is where all that wisdom I was just saying about a book comes in. You've got a real good book in you, Miss Suzanne. Yeah, of all your experiences, how you've dealt with them, how you've managed, how you've recovered, right? How you've been able to surpass certain aspects of life. And also your observations, because when we do find ourselves in hermit mode, right, we do find that we can observe. That's why I like sitting in my castle up here, right? I can observe, and I can observe things, you know, all over the universe. I have this it's like a garden bench, and it rests on this little ball out in the universe, and I astral project out there, and that's my little garden bench, and I just go and contemplate out in the universe, and I go and contemplate there. I astral project there all the time. Don't worry, you'll never be able to find it, so don't try, right? So, the pride card, I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. Ultimately, this stasis of internal love is where you're aiming to get to, right? Because you feel so... I don't want to use the word broken. It's not that you feel broken, but you feel like you've had this choppy journey, and it really doesn't need to be perceived like that for yourself. You know, see it as you've had experiences. Just leave it at that. You've had experiences, and those experiences have brought you to this point for a certain reason, for a specific reason. You know, the phrase that's coming to my mind, it's not over until the fat lady sings, right? It's not over. It's never over. There's never a stop time until, there's never a stop button until we dictate that, right? The next card from the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming, the health card. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And that one coming up for you, Miss Suzanne, is very much about these mental and emotional aspects that you do need to pay attention to, because they have dictated to your physical circumstances or your physical health over the years. And I actually think you've done a lot of work in being able to control and being able to heal parts of yourself. But I think at times you feel very weakened to your thoughts and to your emotions. Okay? So I believe that by you paying more attention to it just takes willpower, determination, right? It's willpower, determination, and small baby steps, one foot in front of the other. You don't need to move mountains overnight. It's not about moving mountains overnight. But one foot in front of the other in the right direction all the time is going to set you on the right path so that you can feel as though you have gained complete control of all of these past narratives. And that's exactly what I will remind you that they are. Past narratives. Not in the now, not in the future, past. Right? They're gone now. They're memories. Memories carry in our body though. You know, different things. Stress. This. That. I'm not going to name things, but you know what I'm saying. Now, from the Saints and Angel deck, Mother Mary, right? This to me is divine nurturing, feminine divine nurturing. Remember what I was saying earlier? Call upon the pharaohs, call upon the goddesses and the gods and all that wonderful overarching energy. I also feel like there could be a narrative here that you need healing from in your life. Again, I'm not going to go too deep in on that aspect on a live feed. Right? I think there's some healing to be done in this realm of the world. I also feel like calling upon the energy of Mother Mary for that divine nurturing. But what also comes to me with this card as well is Grandmother Water Spirit. You know, when you're bathing or showering, call in Grandmother Water Spirit. Call in Grandmother Water Spirit. I'm just reading your comment. I feel it is in the here and now, and I might be wrong and have to change my view. I think, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because for your perspective, that's how it may feel, right? But what I will say to you is I believe, because it's like you're in a trench of emotions, and it's difficult to get out of that trench, right? And so the trench might be ever so long. That's the timeline, but it's still the same trench. And until you get out of the trench, of course it's going to feel as though you're in that presently. But I believe a lot of these things stem back to events that have already occurred a long time ago, a while back, 5, 10, 15, sometimes, again, as I said before, even 20 years ago. I think these events have carried through and left dents in your timeline, and it has resulted in where you are right now, which you feel, I'm not saying you've given up, but it's almost like you're like, well, this is where I'm at. Well, this is where I am. Yes and no. Yes, as in, yes, absolutely. Those circumstances have contributed to who you are and where you are and why you are. But they're not supposed to contribute in a way that brings you down. They're supposed to be reminders. They're supposed to be, I'm not going to say they're going to be uplifting you, but it's almost like by experiencing those, you know what you don't want in the world, as an example. By experiencing those experiences, you know, I can't have that in my world, or I don't want that type of communication in my world, or I don't want to have those type of relationships in my world. They show you, yes, exactly, it is a collection. It is a collection of energy. You're absolutely right. Don't compromise. St. Agnes of Rome. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards from the Saints and Angel deck, right? the don't compromise. This is about not compromising on self, not compromising on the power that I know you have, right? I'll say that again. The power that I know you have. See, look, she's leaning on the foundation blocks. She's contemplating, right? What else is she doing? She's like tapping her fingers. It's funny. She's got this look on her face, hey? I always look at this card and I love it. But don't compromise on you, specifically you, on your journey. Love this card. This is from the bottom of the deck. St. Francis of Assisi, the Animals card, right? The Animals card is always about compassion, emotion, devotion, right? The Animals card also can remind us that we can seek to learn from the animals around us. You know, animals have such a magical energy that we can draw upon. Don't you, Winston? You've got a magical energy. Yeah, of course you do. He's fast asleep now. All that barking. The Animals card for you, what you don't see coming, is a strength, right? A learning. Observe some, I would say to you, observe some of the animals around you. You mentioned your wonderful dogs that you have. Observe some of their playful behavior. Observe how they react and respond to life. You know, animals are really fantastic reminders not to carry on what, you know, they only know what to live forward. They don't, you know, birds don't fly backwards. The birds can only fly forwards, right? Animals have this really fantastic way of reminding us of certain things in our life and also providing us healing and different formats of healing that we can't get from anywhere else. Again, I was saying this to someone on the phone over the last couple of days. Their cat came onto their... I'm in animal welfare as private person, not easy. Have lots of doggies with me right now. Right. So allow them to provide you the essence of healing in some of these areas, you know. Allow them... I think with dogs... Oh, hang on, I'll finish what I'm saying about the cat thing. So I was on the phone with someone and their cat, they were experiencing some issues in their torso area of their body, right? And their lower regions, right? And their cat came up and came onto their stomach and started purring and started meowing. And they said, "Oh, get off." And I said, "Oh, well, if you can help it, let them stay." Because cats have a knack of purring is scientifically, scientists don't know why cats purr. Yes, animals don't live in the past, that's right. But scientists don't know why cats purr, for example. You know, there is actually healing frequencies in cats purring. And I said, if you can help it, let the cat stay and purr around you because it's going to provide you healing that you're not going to get from anywhere else, right? So, and I love that there's like, they're doves. They're definitely doves, aren't they? They are. They're turtle doves. And there's a dog and there's a cat, right? In this photo, it looks like a Maine Coon. And that looks like a Malamute. So, and it's these peaceful doves, right? That one looks like it's giving him a message. You know, that one's flying in a flower. What is that flower? Looks like a pansy or something. But St. Francis in this picture is very much well connected with the animals around him. And they're very much connected with him also. So, from the Spirit Warrior deck, we have the Matri card. All right. It says, open yourself to others. Kindness echoes into the soul of the universe, it says on the front. May all beings be happy and free, and that includes you. How cool is that? The term Matri can be translated from Sanskrit to mean friendliness and loving kindness. Buddhist monk Pema Chodron qualifies this as unconditional friendliness towards others and the self. This simple, powerful idea has its roots in Buddhism. It is the first of four virtues practiced in order to dissolve a separate sense of self, providing a way to connect with the divine within. Mindfulness meditation and the use of positive affirmations are the seeds needed to cultivate Maitri in your life. If you can approach all situations from this standpoint, you no longer need to judge anything as good or bad. It just is. What a validation of what I've been saying. From the bottom of the deck, Shoshin, be humble. On the front of the card it says, each and every leaf is different. Can you approach everything with the same mindset as a beginner? These two cards are very similar, funny enough. In Zen Buddhism, the word Shoshin, Sho, initial, and Shin, mind, means a beginner's mind. When we're beginning, we are open and receptive to new ideas, unbridled by the shackles of knowledge. Zen monk Shun Ryu Suzuki put it this way: in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's, there are few. Cultivating a state of innocence and wonder paves the way for receiving the lessons of life without bias, judgment, or expectation. Ask silent questions, listen to answers, and practice mindfulness, noticing anew the detail of your world. I think you're coming up to some new beginnings. I love this for you. And the 33rd card that you chose was, of course, the Namaste card. Cherish your connections. Oh, it says greetings to you on the front there. With hands in prayer, Namaste allows for energetic union of souls. In Hindu culture, Namaste is a term of respect used to greet an elder. That makes sense. It literally translates to greetings to you. But as it's worked its way into yoga studios across the globe, the meaning has changed into something like, I bow to you. When we say Namaste at the beginning or end of a yoga class, we mean to express respect for the other and the tradition of yoga, and to acknowledge the soul connection between human beings and with the universe. The oneness which is yoga's ultimate destination. Used with sincerity, Namaste helps us connect to the divine spark within. See, these cards are all speaking to me on you healing, releasing, reconnecting with self, right? And I think there are big things on your journey ahead once you come out of that hermit state, once you open up more, right? There's a connection. I've just got a couple more messages coming through, not related to the cards. They're just intuitive messages. Let me have a sip of my drink and I'll get to them. There are some connections with people coming up. Oh, that drink made me... Woo. There are some connections coming up with people that I think you're going to be very surprised by. I think you're not expecting to make these connections. I think you're in need of these connections. They feel like they're on a friend level. They feel like they're multiple, so not just one person. Maybe it's a couple, maybe it's two people that come together, but I feel like it's multiple people, and I don't feel like they're all connected either. And I don't know how they're going to come through to you. I don't know why or for what purpose. That was interesting noise. Other than the fact that I think they're designed to come into your world to provide you with some differences of energy in a really good and positive way. Yeah, I think they're going to provide you with, I want to say hope, right? Hope for a wonderful outlook on the future ahead. All right. I know that was a bit deep in a few different ways, but I hope that helps you, Miss Suzanne. And thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. Much love. And just to let everyone know as well, these readings will be put onto the YouTube channel. This video will be put onto the YouTube channel. Facebook is deleting videos after 30 days now. I've been receiving notifications from them. So I upload each and every single one of these videos to the YouTube channel so that you can go back and listen to these messages over again if you need to. next on the list we have Mary Jane. I'm all ears if Spirit has a message for me tonight. Ring, ring. Spirit certainly does. Let me just reshuffle these cards for you, Mary Jane. Ooh, we have a jumper. Mary Jane, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 48 for me. And drop that in the comments below, please. Hmm. That's funny. Same card just came out. Same position and everything. I shuffled that. You saw. You can see me shuffling. $10 says it has a different meaning for you, though. Miss Mary Jane, when you hear this, drop a number in the comments below. Alright, Miss Mary Jane, the first card we have for you is the Trust card. And the Trust card says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I actually really love this card. This has to be one of my favorite in this particular deck. I love the Mandala. Ooh, my knee's going off. My knee doorbell's going off. My knee doorbell's, oh, that feeling. Ay, 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 ay. I've been getting that, as I was saying earlier, for people when they're struggling to foresee a certain aspect of their path upcoming, right? And how they're going to walk on certain aspects of their path. Miss Mary Jane, you need to pay more attention to your intuition. You know you've got your intuition. I know you've got your intuition. You use your intuition on a regular basis. So you need to trust, not your mind, right? Not that other aspect of self, the ego. The Trust card, I'll read it again. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I just heard in my head it would be really good for you to watch some of the readings, the collective readings that I've been putting out there. I think they will also be appropriate for a side kind of 13. Thank you. I think they'll also be appropriate for a side message to this reading that we're doing for you here, right? But this is speaking on how a reminder to you. The first thing is usually the most correct, as in your intuition will speak first, and all else that follows is your ego mind, right? Because I feel as though you've had a few moments where you're like, oh, is it that? Oh, I heard this first, but then I also heard this and this and this and this. Go with the first thing. Go with the first thing. Go with your intuition. Your intuition is the first. It always is. It's that inner guidance system. I know you know what it is. I know you use it. And I know you follow it, right? But I feel like with something that's been pulling on your emotional strings in some way, shape, or form to do with your path ahead, that's where you start to get a bit dicey. You know, it's with everybody else as well. They start going, oh, I'm not sure, because we want a certain aspect, or we want it to play out in a certain fashion. However, we hear a message and we go, is that really the path? Is that really the way? Yes, follow that, right? Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Let's pull your 13th card. Interesting. I don't know what happened in February. This just came to me while I was pulling that extra card for you. I don't know what happened in February, but something that's happened in February is connected to something that's happening in September. Something that happened in February is connected. That's interesting. I don't know how that works for you, but it works in my head somehow. It's like maybe you started something, maybe you started a process for something, maybe, and I think it could be connected also with this trust card, right? So I think what you need to do is have faith that things are working out in your favor or in the favor of what needs to occur for this situation. But pay attention to September. I don't know what you did in February that relates to September though. And I don't know if you realize it relates to September, but something that happened in February relates to September. Follow your intuition on it. Love this card for you, the growth card. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness, right? This is talking to me about immense growth that you're about to experience. If you haven't already started experiencing it, I would be very surprised. I think you can feel the energy of this coming into your world, and you are not only going to continue to feel this come into your world, okay, Spirit's also telling me there's growth in bank. Don't expect millions. I mean, maybe do expect millions if that's what you're trying to manifest, but there's a growth in the bank balance, right? And I think there's some sort of incoming that's going to, I think that's where part of your worry is laying. It's to do with money. And I don't think it's funny. This money that's incoming to do with this growth card, as well as the other growth that you're experiencing, isn't, I think that could be connected to the February and September thing somehow as well. Interesting. You're waiting on something. You're waiting on something. But the growth card, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So one thing at a time, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Try not to get too overwhelmed by things. I just saw in my head as well, lists are very assisting for you. So writing things down on a piece of paper so that you can get them out of your mind and be less overwhelmed by what you've got on your plate, so to speak, what you're needing to carry out, what you're needing to play out, what you're needing to complete, so to speak. So, but the growth card, and some sort of new, if you're wanting to learn, the example I'm seeing in my head, right, with this growth card as well, is it's almost like you want to learn something new, but you don't necessarily want to enroll in a course or something right now. I'm going to use an example, a pure example. Apply it where it's appropriate. The example I'm saying is you want to go and learn tarot, but you don't want to go and do a tarot course. That's fine. Start reading a tarot book. Start watching tarot videos surrounding what each card. Start walking in the direction of the growth that you want to see, basically. Right? Because yes, while you may not want to dive too deep in on one aspect of whatever this growth relates to, there seems to be some sort of higher education, but self-education coming first. Oh, Miss Mary Jane, you're a bit of a control freak like me, are you? Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers, right? Oh, that came up in my heart chakra just then. That one was nasty. That was like a blockage, full-on blockage in the heart chakra area. Okay, track number 4 of the Chakra Ameliorate album. If you need assistance with opening up your heart chakra or giving it a good cleanse. But the doubt card, I release the need to know all the answers. again, I think this is to do with that money situation. I think this is to do with when's it going to arrive, when's it going to play out, when's it going to finalize. I hear the word finalize. When's it going to finalize? When, you know, when. Now is what you should be thinking about it, not, you know, not questioning it, sort of thing. I think you need to do things to shift some of these aspects of what you're worrying about out of your mind. The path of least resistance is not the path where we're sitting there thinking about it. You know, a watch pot doesn't boil. Have you heard that phrase before? I love that phrase. A watch pot doesn't boil. Meaning, of course, if we're paying too much attention too closely, we're going to create resistance. But I like knowing the answers. I know, me too. Me too. And you would have heard me saying a little earlier, after the 31st of this month, I'm on the adventure of a lifetime here, because I will have no house to live in, right? It's going to be an adventure, and I'm bringing you all with me, right? And I've processed out many emotions to do with it. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? What if that? And, I've come back to the same conclusion. Who fucking cares? Right? Who cares? Who cares? Roll with it, Rhys. And I'm going to say the same thing to you. Roll with it. You've got to roll with it. Yeah? It's almost the same, along the same lines of there is strength. I was saying this to someone else over the last few days as well. There is strength in weakness. Right? If you can see what I mean by that there is strength in weakness, then, you can understand why you're not supposed to know the answers of everything we want to know the answers for. It seems a bit paradoxical, but it's designed that way for a reason. I'd be doing readings sometimes for people, and it doesn't happen with all readings, but it will happen from time to time. And we'll get to a certain point of the reading where I say to people, do you have any questions for me? Things I haven't touched on, or rah. And they'll ask me a question and I'll go, meh. Spirit says no. As in, Spirit won't even show me. Spirit won't even show me. Or they'll tell me and they'll go, don't tell them that. You're not allowed to tell them that. If you tell them that, it's going to create a ripple effect or a ramification in a certain direction that's going to actually prevent you away from the path or that person away from the path that they're designed to go down. Does that make sense? So I know it's a struggle street to not need to know all the answers, but this is actually a part of your learnings at the moment, is to have that blind faith. Much like I, and much like many other people, I'm sure, at the moment. But that blind faith is actually part of the test. It's part of the challenge. And let me tell you, if you overcome that, I'm going to pull one more off the top of the deck. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Right. It's a part of the lesson. It's a part of the lesson. Let's go one more from the bottom of the deck. We'll go one from the top. Empath. Oh! Did you see that card blow off? I'll do the empath card first. It says, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. You're used to knowing the answers, but now it's time to play the game of not knowing the answers. And then the abundance card. Did you see that actually fly off? I don't know if you would have caught that. I don't know if it caught that, but it flew off and it landed over there. It's like Spirit wanted me to read this one for you as well. The abundance card. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And that is the reminder to you that you may not know all the answers. You may not know exactly what path you will tread or how you will tread on the path, but you do know that you can create. And you do know how to create. So just continue doing that. Just continue doing that. That's all you need to keep doing at this stage of the game, right? From the Saints and Angel deck, Sleep card. Now, this card to me is speaking on you paying attention to messages that you're receiving in your dreams. not just that, I'm getting in my head that you need to spend more time with your sleep regime. So the whole regime itself on how I mean, look, she's asleep in a bloody garden and she's resting on it. That's got to be uncomfortable, surely. Look, she's so tired, she's fallen asleep in the garden. Right? You know, can't be comfortable, can't be good for your posture, love. So I think you need to pay attention to your sleep regime. But I also feel like when you are getting into those deep REM, you know, rapid eye movement sleep, that you pay attention to the dreams and the metaphors and the messages that are coming through to you, because those are what are going to really give you guidance at this time. And again, I brought this up, I think it was for Suzanne's reading a little earlier. Write them down. Get a dream journal buddy, right? It's sometimes really helpful to have someone that you can write, even if they've got no dream or you have no dream. That's what me and my dream journal buddy write to each other. No dreams today. No dreams today. Or, yep, this is the dream I had. Yep, this is the dream I had. Right? If that helps you keep a record, do it that way. If not, keep a record for yourself somewhere. Date and time. Yeah? But your sleep, let's call it your sleep health, or your sleep regime, or, you know, your sleep flossing, as I like to call it as well. You're uncertain. I know I don't. Again, I don't usually read these upside down or out of alignment in the Spirit Warrior deck. I'm going to tell you it's got a double meaning. The double meaning is it came out upside down because you feel at odds. You know, you're worried about not receiving the reward. You will, however, receive the reward. Right? You don't need to worry about whether or not you will receive the reward or you will achieve that thing, right? In whatever format or circumstance that looks like. Again, probably related to the February-September thing for you, right? And that money coming in or that finalization. You will receive the reward. Stop worrying about it, right? You will receive the reward. Like I said, I don't read this deck out of alignment or upside down, but I feel like it's relevant to tell you that aspect. I feel like that's how you're viewing it at the moment. You're worried. Ugh. No need to be. We don't read that upside down, right? Very symbolic. I like to read the symbology of the cards, how they shuffle, how they come out, all of that jazz. And from the bottom of the deck, same as Suzanne, how fascinating, but with a different meaning. The Animals card, St. Francis of Assisi. And the Animals card is speaking to you, I think, on opening up your compassion space to yourself a little more, right? Giving yourself the break. Animals have, well, they appear to me to have fun, right? They don't know anything other than the life that they live in the sense of how they live that life. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you, right? What I mean by that is they only know a certain pattern of living. They only live in a certain pattern. You know, you don't see an animal sitting there contemplating what am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to do it? They just live. They live their life as they are, and they just follow their pattern of creation. So I think this is your reminder to observe animals being more in the moment and try and apply more of that. I think you've been stretching your psychic muscle and your mental muscles a bit too much, and I think you need to remember to give them a little break sometimes as well, right? From the top of the deck, we've got the Yin and Yang card from the Spirit Warrior deck. On the side there, it says, see the other side. On the front of the card, it says, the nature of the universe. Yin Yang. One side of the circle is black, this is yin. The other representing yang is white. But each half contains a dot, a seed, an essence of the other. This reminds us that opposing forces depend on each other to exist in the world, and harmony is only achieved when they work together. Yin Yang, deeply rooted in Taoist philosophy, teaches an important lesson. Life is a balance, light and dark, active and passive. Nothing is completely one or the other. In fact, day becomes night and night becomes day. One requires the other to be complete. When we absorb this fact, we're more resilient, failure becomes necessary to success, Hardship a part of the process, flaws the antidote to perfectionism. Love that for you. From the bottom of the deck, we have the Kapabati card. Refresh and revitalize. So from the bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming. On the front of the card, it says it takes time to tame your breath. So it takes time to tame your breath. From the Sanskrit kappa, skull, and bhati, light, this breathwork practice can illuminate and heal. That's what it is for you, breathwork. Short, explosive exhales alternate with longer, passive inhales in this ancient breathing technique that brings with it the potential for devotees to enter a deep, mystical state. For everyone else, it is a powerful toxin-busting breath practice, which, side note, is also an effective belly flap fighter. This breath is nicknamed breath of fire because it increases metabolic fire, or pitta, in Ayurvedic speak. Pitta, when purified through meditation, has the power to translate into Kundalini energy, the way to enlightenment. And then the 13th card that you chose, lemon! When life gives you lemons, right? Says celebrate the little things. And on the front of the card, it says bright, joyful, and useful that they are. The color of happiness and the smell of joy combine in the simple but versatile lemon. But is it that simple? Lemons are multitaskers, providing delicious and nutritious food with antioxidant properties, effective cleaning, disinfecting, and deodorizing products, and the basis for soothing and aromatic oils. On a deeper level, the spiraled peel symbolizes the shedding of the material skin to reveal the softer pulp of the inner world. Lemons have a long association with spells and rituals too. Cut one into quarters, sprinkle it with salt, reassemble, and leave it on your front door, and you'll be protected from any potential negative energy that a stranger may unwittingly bring. Lemons. Lemons. Let me just sit here for a moment. I've got a couple of other messages downloading from Spirit Intuitive, not related to the cards that we just pulled for you. So Spirit was just saying to me that you need to lay out a clearer plan for your goals moving forward. So a clearer plan with not the time frame in which you expect things to occur in, but an onset idea of a time frame, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll give you an example. When I plan to go and achieve something, I'll plan, okay, let's just say I'm planning to go overseas, right? So what I'll do is I'll go, okay, what do I need? I need flights, I need accommodation, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, I need this. Oh, I love cockatoos, and I love citrus too. I'll plan all the costs associated with the travel that I'm about to do, but I won't put a time frame to when I'm going to travel, right? And as soon as I put pen to paper, I promise you, and as soon as I put that pen to paper and I've written it all down, the money starts coming to me. And it arrives. And I have all the right money that I need, and it all works out very perfectly, but I never know the time frame in which it's going to occur. I've had to learn that one over the years. Don't attribute a time frame. Spirit will do that for me. Yeah. So you could, for example, write down, these are the goals that I wish to achieve, or this is what I want to achieve, or that thing that you're waiting for, this is what I want to happen. Not attached to a time frame though. I would like it to happen in 6 months, but I'm open to other time frames associated with these goals or with these things that I'm aiming to achieve. So I think some more writing and planning in those ways, but with no time frames attached. Give that a try. I think that's going to help you at the moment with what you're experiencing. What? There's one section of under my eye. There we go. I think I fixed it. It's like shiny. It's bugging me. This eye too. Interesting. Anyways, Mary Jane, hope that helps. I know these messages may come across a little random to everyone, but you got to go with it. You got to go with what Spirit's telling you. I trust. I'm very trusting. All right, next on the list, Moonbeam. Morning, Moonbeam. All right, Moonbeam. Pick a card between 1 and 40. A number between 1 and 48 for me. I'm just going to have a drink and then I'm going to shuffle. $11, I can see you, thank you. Fascinating. All right. First card. We have the adversity card, out of alignment, and that card says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. This is a very why am I experiencing this right now card, right? Not being able to see the other side of a situation that you're facing at the moment. And even if you can see the other side of that situation, or you can see, kind of a grander aspect, not truly seeing how it fits in and connects in with your manifestations, right? Oof. My chest with that one, right? That was very heart chakra related. So it's wearing on your chest. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got some chest ailments going on at the moment, whether that's struggles to breathe, difficulty breathing, could even have a cough, right? Things of that nature. That is because I think you are wearing these on your... Who's in his bed? One moment, everyone. Yes, I'm on a live video. Good night. Yes, my office is also the dog's bedroom. Would you like to see? He has his own. Can you see? My mum comes in to say goodnight every night. So, let's go back to the adversity card, right? The adversity card. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. What I'm being shown for you in this present moment to do with that as well, Moonbeam, is that Moonbeam, I love saying your name, Moonbeam, especially tonight, with the partial lunar eclipse and the full moon. You should have seen me. I looked possessed at 5 o'clock this morning, standing outside, staring at the moon on the main road just behind where I live at the moment, and there's all these cars driving past, and I'm like, these people probably think I'm cracked. On crack or cracked, either which one. No, just a witch. Just enjoying the moonbeams. That's what your name reminds me of, that. But in terms of the palpitations, interesting, right? That I said the heart chakra, yeah? I think you wear a lot of... Interestingly enough, listen everyone, I'm having a cigarette, so please don't take offense. If you're a non-smoker, smoke is actually very protecting. I just keep thinking to myself, I really want a cigarette, so I'm just going to go ahead and have one. So I'm going to roll one while I'm talking to you. So, yeah, the palpitations, right? So track number 4 of the Chakra Ameliorate album, that would help you. It's on the YouTube channel. I'll drop the link below. I always do. It's also, the links are on the Facebook page. If you have a look at the links section, you can go to the YouTube channel. If you've got Spotify, it's on Spotify for free. If you're a tribe member, you can also download the whole album for free through there, right? And for anyone that has had a reading tonight, or anyone that's wanting to get a private one-on-one reading, I don't know why I wasn't telling people in this way before, but you get 12 months of membership and a reading for $200. So if you're a non-member, I have non-member prices. I'm not even going to tell you what those non-member prices are because it'll blow your brains apart. Because I purposely set them to be so expensive because I just thought, why not just join the tribe? I'm about to be going in and doing a major update in the tribe area as well. So it's got over 33 individual mini hubs inside that area, but when you join for 12 months, you get a free reading with your membership. I'm doing a whole bunch of membership readings in April and non-member readings in April for people who have already booked in. So if you are wishing to get a one-on-one, come 0 degrees in Aries, so we'll be in the new zodiac year. I will be doing those come April, so get booked in, right? I can't take deposits if you're joining as a part of the membership, right? But again, you get a 12-month membership as well as a reading. My readings are untimed, right? So sometimes I go for 2 or 3 hours. It depends who you are and what we're talking about, and how far deep we get into the session, because some of these sessions are really important to clear things from people's worlds. And that's what I'm here to do, right? So, but with that adversity card, what I was seeing in my head, was that I'm going to give you an example, right? It's like if someone was to say something really harsh to you, you take that on, like physically take that on. And I don't know whether someone has recently said something harsh to you, or maybe there's been judgment passed over you, and you're aware of the judgment, but you're wearing that in your chest area. It's like you've taken a bullet to the chest almost, you know. It's funny, I used to have a phrase that I said with one of my other spiritual friends, let's call them in that regard, because it's hard to categorize my friends. But this particular spiritual friend and I used to say words are like bullets, right? And they can have the same effect as bullets, words. That's why it's very, you know, spelling is very important, because what you speak, you create. Abracadabra, yes? So I feel as though something, a war of the words may have ensued with you recently and somebody else. Maybe not necessarily more so from your side. Maybe from your side is it more of a defensive tactic or a defense of yourself and of self? Because I feel like there is some... I don't know if you're a Virgo, but I'm getting very Virgo energy from you. Interesting, like soft, sweet, and subtle, but then when push comes to shove, you will defend yourself. Interesting. But this adversity card, what Spirit's saying in regards to that experience or the experiences recently, you may have experienced this thing that I'm referring to within the last, I'm going to say 6 months. It could have but I feel like it's wearing on you. It's playing on your mind. It's still playing on you because you take things on. So I think one thing I'd like to pass on to you is that you work on learning how to transmute energy a lot better than you currently are, because we don't need, unless you're a bit of a, built like a brick shit house, as I like to say about myself. If you're not from Australia, it's an Australian phrase. You know, I'm built like a brick shitter. So, unless you're built like me, or unless you've kind of put in effort over the years to learn how to transmute energies, right? You need to learn how to transmute it. So once it comes to, and you're extraordinarily empathic, probably why you're in love with the moon. Right, and probably why you love that moon energy, because the moon's like this divine nurturing. Aquarius, interesting. Happy birthday. It would have been your birthday recently. The moon energy, is fantastic for a plethora of different reasons. But I can see you being an empath, you're attracted to that moon energy for... I think it makes you feel comforted, and the empath in you is where you get this ability to take on energies from others. We can all, to some varying degree, take on energies from others, but some of us have this natural inclination to suck out. Some of us suck the life out of people, and some of us suck the bad energies out of people. The ones that suck the life out of people, they're energy vampires. That of which you are not, that of which I am not, right? But we have the ability to take literal feelings away from people. I can take feelings. If someone called me yesterday, had chest and torso pain, had pains in different parts of their body, by the end of the phone call, I had taken away from them more than half of what they were feeling, and I kept doing periodic checkups throughout the phone call, and I was like, I wasn't asking them, I was saying to them, you feel a lot better now, I can feel you, I can feel your energy, you're feeling better now. You need to learn how to transmute your energies, right? So working with Grandmother Water Spirit, is a really good one. So that could be immersion into water, whether that's in the shower, and when you're in the shower or the bath, you imagine all the gunky black energy that you've taken on washing down the drain. Earthing or grounding, right? Go over to the YouTube channel. I've done some videos on this stuff. They're very short, 10-minute videos. I'm going to expand on some of them and do retakes of some of them over the coming days and weeks and months. But I've got one on Grandmother Water Spirit. I've got one on grounding and earthing. These two things, you're probably already very aware of them, but they can assist. And if you know, but you can also use the moon. Most people say you shouldn't do that because the moon's all about manifesting, blah, 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 blah. You can use the moon in different aspects in different ways as well. So I use the moon to take away things from me as well that I don't want. Very powerful energy. It can suck energy away as well. It can give us energy, it can take away energy as well. So by you learning how to transmute energy, sorry, I know we're still on card 1, but I feel like this is all very necessary for you to know. By you learning how to transmute energies a lot better, you're not going to wear or carry those frequencies that people are chucking at you. And people chuck them at you for a range and a variety of reasons, right? I can feel jealousy and envy. You've got things that other people don't, or other people have struggled to get. It wouldn't surprise me, and I don't mean to say this, on a public forum, but it wouldn't surprise me if you've got like an inheritance, or you got given something, and people are like, you don't deserve that. How come you got that and we didn't? Or how come you've got that and I didn't? And this could even be friends, and I call this giving you the eye, giving you the evil eye. Jealousy and envy is a curse. If anyone in my circle ever says to me, I'm jealous of that, I go, take that back right now, or I'll smack it out of your mouth, right? I don't do jealousy and envy. There's no need to be jealous and there's no need to be envious, ever. I don't see an excuse for it. I see jealousy and envy as a hex. It's a curse. So I feel like you've got jealous and envious people around, and I'll leave that one there, but I'll go to the next card. The next card is the trust card. And the trust card says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Interestingly enough, this is another one where I don't know why you have such a lack of confidence. Please don't take offense to that. But I feel as though you have such a lack of confidence in yourself. When it comes to A, your ability to be an empath, and then B, your ability to listen and trust your intuition. I think you've been hanging with the wrong crew or something. I feel like you've got people smushing you down around you. I would really reconsider some of the people you've got in your life if these are some of the people that are, putting you down. And after a while, putting you down might become too normalized to you. I just feel like, why do you have such a lack of confidence in self? I can feel this lack of confidence in self. It's like your intuition is so strong, so strong, but you're not listening to it. Or you think, oh no, that couldn't be so, that couldn't be right, that couldn't be it. But it is! But it is! What are you doing? Fuck other people. I'm very callous. I'm very direct. Can you tell? I don't mince my words whatsoever. I don't care either. If it hurts, it hurts. I go out of my way to try and deliver messages in certain ways I'm talking in general in life, right? To people so that, they don't feel put out, so to speak. But if I've got to say something that I know is going to grind someone's gears, I couldn't give a shit, as long as it's right for the situation. And if I'm following my intuition or my guidance, and that's what my guidance system tells me to do, I'm going to do it. And I just feel like there have been a few moments where you could have spoken up, or you should have spoken up, because that's what your intuition was telling you to do. But you either got told not to, or you doubted. You doubted yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You've got a strong intuition, a very strong intuition. You've had this since you were a child, a young child. I can feel it. From the bottom of the deck, out of alignment, the love card. That card says, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This is referring to you having to address the lack of self-love. And I think this has also got to do with some of what I was just mentioning. Like, who have you got around you that is talking you down? Someone's talking you down around you. You've got influences around you that don't want to see you thrive and succeed in all aspects of your life. I think some people may even question you sometimes and be like, I can hear these comments rolling in my mind. Whether you've been told these or not, different story, right? But I can hear people in my mind going, you're just crazy. That's crazy. Why would you say that? That's crazy. Why would you say that? That doesn't sound real at all. You're off the charts. Like, I can just hear negative, stabbing comments. No wonder you got bloody heart palpitations. Stabbing comments at you. Well, stop doubting yourself, my love. Stop doubting yourself. I don't doubt you. You know, why do you think I asked you to participate in your own reading? You chose the card here, right? We'll get to that shortly, but you chose that card. I trust you, so why can't you trust you? I don't even know you. You don't even know me, but I trust you. Let that one sink in. Oh, Popo stopped out the back. You've got rewards coming your way. This is from the Saints and Angel deck, right? And more importantly, you hold peace. You hold your own peace in your hands. The white dove. Look at her smile. Look at her smile. She's like, because she knows. There's a song about that. She knows. She knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. Isn't that song so appropriate for that card? Look at her face. Look at her face. Right? The reward card. She knows. And so do you. But look how peaceful. Look how lovely she looks. She looks lovely. She looks like a nice lady. She looks like a nice lady. And she's just basking in her own glory. Right? In her rewards. Holding on to her peace. See this card here? Again, I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, I don't usually read this deck out of alignment, but for the purposes of these readings, I'm just following how they come out of the deck and then reading them appropriately. Right? This is St. Nicholas of Myra, as in the original Santa Claus. It's the generosity card. And it came out upside down. The reason why it's coming out upside down is because you're being too generous. You're being too generous with your energies. I think you need to implement stronger boundaries, right? You're being far too generous with your energies. And implementing stronger boundaries in different aspects of your life is going to allow for that peace to come in. Right? Devil worship! Because he's praying upside down. No, that's all the people sucking the life out of you. Whoever these people are, shoo! Get out of Moonbeam's life. Stop sucking the energy out of her. Right? The generosity card though. You're being far too generous. Far too generous with your time and energy with people. Boundaries and replacing. You don't need to cut people off, but I just think you need to put boundaries in. Stronger boundaries at that. Learning experience. Right? Your guardian angels. Look, she's looking at her. What is she got in her hands? Oh, it's another fucking dove. Look at that. She's letting her dove fly away, and it's her peace. Oh, that knee thing's happening. Oh, what is your struggle on your path ahead? I think it's because you're not used to seeing yourself, without some of these people in your life. So I'm going to hazard a guess that some of these people might be family based on that. Ooh. Oh, my knee. That hurt. Learning experience. Oh, shit. Let me just stretch my knee out for a moment. Sorry. Ow. Oh, okay, alright, I'm good. She's right. Learning experience. And trust me, that knee thing has been happening. It's like spirits that takes over my body and they're like, here, let me show you. Oh, it's just like someone bashes my knee. It's like, ow. Learning experience, right? You can only learn from this and you can only grow from this. Following your inner guidance system, going back to that trust card earlier, you really need to have more faith and more trust, not just in yourself, but in what guides you, right? Our ancestors guide us, our guardian angels guide us, and more importantly, our peace should be guiding us, right? She looks like Sandra Bullock. But look, she's letting her peace fly away. you know. Oh, look at her beautiful, bright, white wings. That's you, right? I think, not to be corny, but you'd be what people would consider an earth angel, right? Now, from the top of the deck, we've got the Carnelian card. It says, embrace your passions. That's the front of the card. It says, be kindling to your body's fire. So be kindling to your body's fire. For confidence and expression, literally, for confidence and expression. How perfect. For confidence and self-expression, look no further than the fiery carnelian, also known as the artist's stone. That's the Virgo energy. I wonder where Virgo sits in your chart. It provides the energetic spark needed to get creative juices flowing or passion projects off the ground. With its connection to the root chakra, carnelian activates the core energy center in the body, providing a sense of vitality to body and spirit. Used by ancient cultures to foster bravery in battle, it can endow you with similar warrior powers. Negative thoughts be gone. Courage, positivity, and motivation to succeed be all yours. Carnelian stimulates an all-round love for life and boosts sexual energy. Keep it close to your body for full effect. Then, from the bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming, the medicine wheel. And on the side of the card it says, don't give up. On the front of the card it says, at the center of the circle is the self. Love this card. And it's a Native American card. Where are you based? This ancient symbol signifies the innate wisdom of the universe. The living world exists in a state of balance with no beginning or end. When you get to the end, you simply start again. This Native American symbol teaches us. Originally constructed by layering stones in wheel-shaped patterns on the earth, these ancient stone circles gave rise to the sacred symbol of the medicine wheel. Also known as the sacred hoop, the circular design in colored quarters represents 4 directions and 4 seasons. It's a symbol of hope, a pathway towards healing for those who seek it. At the center of the circle is the self, beautiful, harmonious, balanced, and infinite. Oh, perfect card for you. Perfect card for you. The card you chose was the apple cider vinegar card. Live simple, or live simply, it says rather. And on the front it says, heal thyself. Apple cider vinegar. Befriend this simple cure-all and it will friend you right back. Apple cider vinegar is an easy ally to have on your healing journey. It's affordable, readily available, and super versatile. The jury is out. You're in the UK. Interesting. The jury is out on how nutrient and mineral rich it is, but all agree that it is high in acetic acid. Acidic, yeah. Acetic. Anyways, that's a weird word. Which is naturally antimicrobial, meaning it can kill bacteria and pathogens. It therefore makes for a safe, non-toxic cleaning product, and making your own is easy. People report feeling clearer, more energized, fresher, and generally better after taking apple cider vinegar and honey tonic. To make your own, stir 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with 1 teaspoon of raw honey in a cup of hot water. Sip this tonic as a part of your morning ritual. Love that for you. One more from the top. Purpose, out of alignment. I know what I'm here to do. That knee pain relates to this card, right? Not knowing how you're going to move forward, not knowing where you're going to stop basing your decisions on what other people are telling you, and you will have a clearer understanding and a clearer idea of what direction to walk in and what direction to head in. Righty-roo? Righty-roo. Righty-roo, Mrs. Moonbeam. I hope that one helps. And much love to you. All the way over to the UK. That's not weird at all. That's not weird at all. That's perfect. I did a reading the other day on here, a group reading, and I got people to pick the number of cards. And 3 people, I think you were on that session as well, 3 people all chose the number 34. And one of the card that I pulled in reference to the 34th card, someone messaged me and they had that exact herb in a bottle. And I said to him, why don't you post it in the comments? Because people might be wondering how they can get that. He hasn't responded. Maybe he hasn't seen it yet. But what was that? Let me look. It's in my messages. One moment. And I know there's another reading here. I'll just get back to that in a second. Oh. Winston? What are you doing? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't like it when you do that. What is it? I don't know. Maybe there's a mouse in here. Maybe there's a mouse in here or something. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing right now. He just headbutted the door. What just happened to Facebook? Just reset itself. Alright, I'm just opening up that comment, but I want to tell you all about that herb. Card number 34. Come on, come on, come on. Ashwagandha. That's what it was. Ashwagandha. And he sends me a picture. Aaron from the post the other day. And he sends me a picture and he's got a bottle of ashwagandha. I've just brought it up. And I just thought, and he goes, girl, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Do people think I'm just making this stuff up? Oh, what is it? Is it a fly? What are you looking at, Winston? You're freaking me out, man. I think it's a fly. He likes flies. Thank you for joining me here on these readings. Make sure to go and look at the other group collective readings as well. I think they will definitely give you some assistance in different ways and give you other kind of depth in these messages individually that I'm giving to you, but it goes deeper on a collective scale to do with the moon and blah, 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 blah. So make sure to go and check those out as well. But thank you for joining us here. And who else do we have? I saw another one here. Amber! Amber has the answer. Amber, you know what? You can have more than just a card. You can have a whole set of cards. Because I don't just do one card, my love. So yes, you can. And can you please choose a number between 1 and 48 for me, please? And I'm just going to have a quick break, just for a moment to reset. Amber has the answer. I love that all the right people always find these readings and sessions. I know, Spirit's wonderful. Spirit's fantastic. Winston, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are there ghosts up there? What? I don't see anything. I don't see any bugs. I don't see any mice. I don't see anything. What are you looking at? He's just gone skedaddling behind the camera here. Thank you, lovely. 11. I see you. I'm just shuffling the cards for you. Oh, Amber. Amber, Amber, Amber. Your frustration is coming through to me. You're not very pleased with someone at the moment. My goodness me, girl. Someone's grinding your gears. I don't know whether it's tonight in particular or recently. Someone's grinding your gears. You're not expressing it enough, though. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're not in a position to. Maybe it's the type of relationship that you have with this person. But someone is really pissing you off. Someone's really giving you the ick, the icks. That's no good. It's no good at all. I don't know whether it's a partner. It feels like it could be like a partner, a sibling, a friend that's close, someone that you feel like, oh, why do they keep doing this thing? And I don't want to necessarily mention it. Oh, they've just gone down my street. They just took a hard right. The YouTube channel link is coming up for you right now. I will do that for you right now. Quite a few people. That's probably why I can feel your frustration. I think you're like, why is this happening to me? Sorry, I'm not trying to make... Mrs. Moonbeam, I just posted your the YouTube link for you, alright? And yes, that is the siren that you heard in the background. I like to do this thing where I listen out for the popos. While I'm at it, I'm just going to post the Spotify link as well for the Chakra Ameliorate album. If you want to listen to it on the YouTube channel, just go on over to the YouTube channel and you will find it there. All right, how can we help Amber? You got a few jealous people in your world. Ah, it's a friend, right. Do you feel like she's copying you or something? Do you feel a bit copycat vibes? I can feel these copycat vibes, like you take a left, she takes a left, you take a right, she takes a right, you buy a shirt, she buys the shirt, you go here, she goes here. It's like, fuck off. You know? Flattery isn't always appreciated. What can we help Amber with? Family also. sorry, but to be on the money, you know? Not trying to say I'm a psychic or something, but I think I'm a psychic. I just saw a fly. Maybe that's what he's trying to get to. You know what they say about flies in some cultures? It means someone's watching. People are always watching me. I see you watching me, watching you, and now you see just where you gotta be. You're trying to take a new path in life somewhere, Amber, and people don't like that. You're putting in boundaries, or you've already put in boundaries, and people really don't like that you've either strengthened or are strengthening these boundaries more so, right? Fuck people. Politely, that is. Politely. Hello, Winston. What messages do we have for Amber from the Saints and Angels deck? Ah. It's the cards, Winston. If you ever hear me or see me knocking on the cards, blowing on the cards, doing that with the cards, I'm shifting the energy, right, as I shuffle. I'm resetting them. It's my little gypsy way of doing so. Bloody interesting. What is with the same frickin' cards coming up for people in different places? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. First card we have here is yes. Yes. I love that for you. I love that for you. We'll keep those boundaries in place. All right. Forgiveness, out of alignment. The forgiveness card says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Now, this has a double meaning. On the topic of what we've just been talking about here, especially with your comments and stuff, I feel as though you've got some blockages that are there within you because while you've put those boundaries in place, you still need to release the energy that's attached to these situations or attached to these events which are causing you to feel the way you feel, because this level of frustration that you've got in you, it's unhealthy to keep within you. It will cause you, it wouldn't surprise me if you've had some stomach upset, some intestinal upset, right? Some feeling sick around the tummy area and things like that. Recently, I'm rubbing my tummy as I'm saying that. That's why you can probably see my shirt moving, right? I'm rubbing my tummy because I feel like, some stomach ache or issues with digestion or issues processing or going to the loo maybe, or when you are going to the loo, you've got the shits, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? So the forgiveness card, out of alignment. I'll read it again. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So we need to work on transmutation of some of that energy that you are feeling and frustration. I understand that you may have put up some boundaries and you've worked on the aspect of the boundaries, but you need to work on the forgiveness, right? You don't need to forget what they've done, but you do need to forgive them for what they've done. They've got to live with their behavior. They've got to live with what they've done. You don't need to live with it forever, right? It's a very challenging and frustrating thing to do. Now is actually the really perfect time to be addressing these things with the solar eclipse, right? The partial solar eclipse, as well as the full moon, as well as we're heading into Mercury retrograde. If before the next couple of days or over the next couple of days, itchy nose while I'm saying this to you, that's a sign. But if over the next couple of days you can work on releasing, right? Release. And maybe that will require you jumping in the shower, going for a swim somewhere if you can. Do you have a pool? Go for a swim in the pool. Go to a body of water somewhere, right? Do some releasing, right, with Grandmother Water Spirit, some grounding, and really process out your emotions on the topic. It feels like you need to scream, honestly. You need to go somewhere, scream it out, let it all out, because it is going to enable you to release some of this frustration. You need to channel out this frustration, or it will cause you. You are chasing the fly, aren't you? Winston's chasing a fly. You need to. You're not going to get it, mate. It's all the way up there. Sorry, he's just jumping up and down in the corner of the room. It's quite funny, actually, and it almost feels like that's symbolic for you, of you trying to, chase this frustration away, right? I feel like you feel like you've closed one thing off, and then another thing pops up, and then you close that off, and then another thing pops up. Don't take this the wrong way. It's because you haven't actually addressed the issue internally. You need to sit with these emotions, as annoying as it is, and you need to process them out. You need to vent them out. You need to write them out. You need to use different mannerisms or different ways to channel out these energies, because they will keep popping up until you do so. The Envy card in alignment says, I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Perfect. There's the fly. Can you see it? That's what he's looking for. He's there. But the fly's over there. That's funny. See, that's really symbolic of you trying to chase away their behaviors, right? You can't control them, just like Winston can't control where that fly is landing or where that fly is. Again, he's over there in front of the cat. I don't know if you can hear him. It's really funny. I'm glad you're going to the pool, right? Call in Grandmother Water Spirit when you go to the pool. Hello? I hope you can still hear me. Call in Grandmother Water Spirit. Sorry, I just had a notification pop up and it fully froze the whole video. Call in Grandmother Water Spirit and channel out some of those frustrations, channel out some of those energies, and ask that Grandmother Water Spirit provide you with a mechanism, or assist you with a mechanism to process out some of how you're feeling. That might come to you in the form of some visions, some words, some thoughts, but I think you're needing to see a slightly different perspective of this situation, because I think you've been chasing your tail a bit in trying to get rid of this energy, and it's coming through in different various formats, in different various people in your world in different ways. And I know how frustrating that can be when we feel like it's like playing whack-a-mole. You whack one mole down and another one comes up. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Again, I'm going to go back to what I was saying to you at the very beginning. I think you're heading in this completely, I wouldn't say it's completely new, but you're heading in this direction, and I think it scares people, feeling like they're going to either lose you, or they're losing grip of you, or they're losing control over you, right? In all these different ways. And yeah, it's not your responsibility to worry about other people's paths. People need to focus on their own path, and they need to be responsible for their own lives and their own, words and actions and all the like, right? What you don't see coming, the adversity card from the bottom of the deck, says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I think the whole process frustrates you a bit as well. I can just see you in my head. I just wish it was finished. I just want it to be over. I can see very much that going on in my head right now, right? And it's just like, yes, I empathize with how you're feeling, but there is a reason you're being drawn through this entire process of channeling out these people. And this time in the world is a time where, okay, I said this over the last couple of collective videos, but I'll say it to you in your reading here. We're in 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. We're in a number 9 in Pythagorean numerology, which means it's all about endings, getting ready for new beginnings, right? I'd be fascinated to know what your personal year number is, because that would also give us a bit of an indication. But I feel as though this year for you is going to be very much about leveling up, right? Leveling up from people, places, and things. I feel as though there's an opportunity for overseas travel, right? But I feel that overseas travel has been pushed back before, or you've had to cancel it, or reschedule it, or you haven't been able to go, or people have convinced you away from it, right? I feel there are things along this line as well that you've been wanting to do that you've had to reshuffle your life around a few times for people. It's time to stop doing that now, you know? You've got to, yes, keep those boundaries strong, but also make sure you're processing your energies appropriately so that you don't wear the energy of these situations for years to come. Especially when moving into 0 degrees in Aries. 0 degrees in Aries basically references the beginning of the zodiac calendar for the year. This is why we may have a feeling that we are not actually starting the year properly until we reach around April, which is coming up, as you know. That's because it's the beginning of the zodiac calendar. Fun fact, the Thai people don't actually believe we're in the year 2025. They believe we're in 2558. I believe moving into 2559 as of April, right? They celebrate their new year at the beginning of April with the zodiac calendar. Fun fact. From the Saints and Angel deck, we've got the Mother card, right? Mother Mary. And I think this is a double-edged meaning for you for a couple of different reasons. I'm only going to really touch on one of them. And that is the fact that I think you mother people, right? You give nurturing, yay, going to Fiji in October for a wedding, fantastic. I also feel like there's other desires to travel though, and there's been other opportunities that have been put by the wayside. Maybe you were supposed to go on a cruise somewhere at one stage as well, but that got cancelled or that got rescheduled or you couldn't go for some reason or another. You know, there's been a few instances over the past few years where it's just like, when am I just going to be able to do what I want to do? When? Right? I feel that very much so. But the Mother card, right? Picking up what I'm putting down with the Mother card. I'm not going to speak on all aspects of what I believe this card is coming through for, but again, I feel like there's this mothering energy from you to others, and I feel as though sometimes you need to remember that you don't need to be mother hen for everybody. You don't need to be mother hen for these people. These people need to be responsible for themselves. Very much in alignment with what I've been saying throughout the rest of the reading. You know, people turn to you and expect you to be the one. Tell me the answer, Amber. Amber has the answer. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, right? Tell me I'm being these other people now. You know, you do it for me, Amber. You're so good at it. Oh, can you just drive me here, Amber? Oh, can you lend me $20, Amber? Amber. Right? And it puts you behind. It puts you behind in so many different ways. But my friend broke up with her ex-boyfriend and it got cancelled. Yeah. Right. See? So, now it's time for you to start putting you first. You first. See, no disrespect to your friend, right? Break up with their boyfriend, sure. But that affected you and your travel. That affected you and your ability to have a good time. That affected you on your path, on your journey. Not fair. Not fair, right? Again, I've been saying this all night. I don't usually read these cards out of alignment, but they've been falling the way they've been falling, so I've been reading them that way, but also this way as well, right? The optimism card is you, right? This is you in the card. Beautiful card. See, look, she's trying to walk up the stairs, but she keeps looking back, right? She's trying... What's in the background there? Oh, it's all the other... It's another angel or something, right? Flying up around. So she's supposed to be walking up the stairs, and she shouldn't be looking back. But you always have to keep looking back. You always have to keep looking back. You know, you've got these people at your heels. Help me, help me. Help me, help me. No, keep walking up the stairs. That's why, you know, it's upside. It came out upside down because you're like, oh, no, I'm always going to be in this position. No, you're not. And no, you shouldn't be, right? Be optimistic and call in that optimism and draw upon the fact that you are going places in the world, metaphorically and physically, right? But you need to get rid of some of what's chafing at your heels, what's snapping at your heels, I feel. The play music card sent Cecilia, right? And the play music card, I feel like you can draw a lot of therapy out of music. I feel like you can draw a lot of inspiration out of music. The card actually came out upside down. Now, upside down, the message that's coming to me for you is that there's lots of noise in your world. Lots of noise in your ear. Lots of noise, right? From people. I know this whole reading has been centered and surrounded other. How annoying. How annoying. Right? But this is indicative of your world, my love. You need to shift away from some of this attachment to other people. It's causing you grief. Draw upon music in such a beautiful way. Constant phone calls, yeah, the noises in your ear, right? By playing music, and I'm going to do a shameless plug, you would have seen earlier I dropped the link for the Chakra Ameliorate album. It's available on Spotify for free. Go and whack that on. It will help recenter you and realign you. Listen to the whole thing if you can. If you've got the time. It's 90 minutes, 10 minutes per track. There's a bonus track for 20 minutes, 90 minutes. If you can't listen to the whole thing, just start at the beginning and see how far you get. It'll go through the root chakra, sacral, solar plexus. There's no words. It's just all sounds, right? It's all music. And it's designed to align your chakras because you definitely need some grounding. You definitely make sure you actually get to the pools tomorrow and someone doesn't pull you away from it. But play music, right? Use music as your way of recentering yourself and regrounding and realigning yourself. I think that's going to assist you in a lot of different ways, right? From the top of the Spirit Warrior deck, we've got the Kapabadi card. We had this one come up for someone earlier. On the front of the card, it says, it takes time to tame your breath. Refresh and revitalize. From the Sanskrit kappa, skull, and bhati, light, this breathwork practice can illuminate and heal. I think this is also you needing to... This breathwork is perfect for you to transmute frustration, actually. Right? This breathwork practice can illuminate and heal, is what the card says. Short, explosive exhales alternate with longer, passive inhales in this ancient breathing technique that brings with it the potential for devotees to enter a deep mystical state. For everyone else, it is a powerful toxin-busting breath practice, which, side note, is also an effective belly flap fighter. This breath is nicknamed breath of fire because it increases metabolic fire, or pitta in Ayurvedic speak. Pitta, when purified through meditation, has the power to translate into Kundalini energy, the way to enlightenment. Kapabadi. From the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming. Reishi. Not Reiki, Reishi. It says, be well. On the front of the card, it says, let history hold your hand. And on the basis of let history hold your hand, it reminds me of a saying, right? Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. As in, you will have this consistently happening over and over again if you're not learning from what's been happening to you and around you, right? Connect with the universe and yourself with this supernatural mushroom, reishi, that is. Reishi. This fungus has been a part of traditional medicinal practices in Asia for more than 2,000 years. Ooh, you might be traveling to Asia. In China, it is known as the bridge between heaven and earth. A herb of spiritual potency which contains the essence of immortality, or at least the key to a long and successful life. Attributable health benefits include building immunity, controlling blood glucose levels, and helping regenerate the liver. Reishi is what is known as an adaptogen, a herbal plant that helps counter the effects of stress. Take it as a tincture from a herbalist. Use it in cooking as a base for stews, broths, and even drinks. Forage or grow your own. Reishi. It's a mushroom. And the card you chose, my love, was the amethyst card. Beautiful. It says on the front, be grounded, open, and free. On the side, it says protect yourself. Amethyst. Wine taken from an amethyst cup won't make you drunk, so said ancient Greeks. Such is powerful protective energy. If you're struggling with addiction of any type, amethyst, the sobriety stone, can help. Let its calming... okay, this has come up a couple of times where it's giving me the impression, I don't know if you're an alcohol drinker, but be mindful of how much alcohol you're ingesting. Because it came up in that other card about liver cleansing, and now it's coming up about, drinking, That's two signs there. Be mindful of how much alcohol you're ingesting and using it as your way of coping or a coping mechanism. That can turn nasty really quick, right? That mechanism. Throat chakra. Can also burn your throat. If you're struggling with addiction of any type, amethyst, the sobriety stone, can help. Let its calming and balancing energy dispel any urges to control, compete, or destroy. With your actions or your thoughts, open your heart to the cleansing, purifying power of amethyst by holding it close, perhaps in a piece of jewelry. Bring the high spiritual vibes of this crystal into your meditation and witness the awakening of your soul. Let your spirit guides carry you on a journey back to your psychic home. Fantastic. I love that card for you. And I'm reading your comment. No, I don't drink, but my liver enzymes are high at the moment. Interesting. Perhaps reishi may be of assistance, right? And what was also interesting about this card was Chinese medicinal herbs. So maybe there's, depending on where you live, sometimes there's in Sydney, Melbourne. I know there's one in Melbourne. I know there's one in Sydney. You've got to look for them though. You've got to hunt them down. Traditional Chinese medicine herbalists, and you go into their thing, and they've got all these bloody drawers, and they can be very helpful. But I think you will be able to get your hands on some reishi. Do some things there. Let me tell you, liver is also the seat of hatred in the body, right? And anger. So process out some of these emotions, and your liver enzymes may perhaps rebalance themselves out as well. One more card for you. The Aura Cleanse card. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, it says on the front. Check in with your feelings. Shake off negativity with regular aura tune-ups. If you've ever wondered why taking a shower feels so good, maybe it's because you've just cleansed your aura. The electromagnetic energy field that surrounds your body gathers information, including psychic debris, your own and other people's. what have we been talking about? And that's often not a good thing. It can make you feel frustrated, restless, and exhausted. But the good news is that cleansing your aura is both a pleasant and easy thing to do. From a plunge in water, a bask in the sunshine, or a walk in nature, to meditation, a smudging ritual, or a healing bath. Your aura is the first point of contact with the world. Let it shine brightly. Need I say any more? Need I say any more for you? I need not. But I hope that helps. Much love to you. Thank you very much for participating. And don't forget to check out the Chakra Ameliorate album and use it to your advantage. Right? And for everyone that did receive a reading this evening as well, don't forget, if you do want to check back over this session, Facebook is deleting these videos from Facebook after 30 days. However, I do upload these videos almost immediately. Sorry about that. I do upload these videos almost immediately to the YouTube channel. So you will be able to watch these and they will be titled what they are titled here on the Facebook page. If anyone is wishing to book in for a private session with me, you will receive 12 months of membership to the tribe membership, along with a reading for $199.99, simply by going to there's a link pinned in the comment section. So you can join the tribe membership and you get a free reading once every 12 months. 2 in 1. It's a twofer. So go ahead and join. Book in your reading. I'm doing tribe member readings in April, July, and October this year. And so for anyone that doesn't manage to catch my April round, if you don't want to join, the readings are much more expensive. I'm just going to tell you straight off the bat. But why tell you the non-member prices when you can just join for $200 and you get a 12-month membership? And that means you get access to 33 individual mini hubs, which I'm about to go in and do a complete whole revamp of very shortly over the next couple of days. I've been working on so much stuff. I've had, readings coming out of my rear end, and so much more going on. I'm reshuffling and recentering my life in a new capacity, and at the end of this month, I will be officially a gypsy. So that will be fun, and you will all be coming on the road with me to see wherever I may end up. So, yes, make sure you do book in if that is what you are wishing to do. And what else? I think that's all for now. But I hope you all enjoyed. I know sometimes these readings are not what people wish to hear, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, right? So when spirit rings, I like to pick up the phone, and tonight the phone call was for you. So I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to also check out the other collective readings that I did. I did one at 3:33 this morning, and I did one yesterday for a different purpose, and I did one the other day. I've been asking different questions in these collective readings and going through different angles of what Spirit is providing us. I did one for the full moon. I've done one for the eclipse. I did one on Australia and the government. I'll be doing another one on Australia and the government. I'll be doing some more on geopolitics and things like that. So very interesting. You're welcome, Nicole. Thank you very much for joining. And I would love to see everyone join the tribe. Come and be a part of the global community. We've got people from Canada, the US, the UK, Northern Ireland, got people from all over the world, Thailand, Australia, New Zealand. It's fantastic. I love the little community that's being built, and it grows stronger and stronger every single day. And we have the ability to draw upon each other and all the wisdoms that we can share. But on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, closing down the cards, hanging up the phone for the eve, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.